Wow! Welcome back to the Red Ones Go Fasta. I am Old Big Mac, and in this video, we're going old school. Really old school. All right, so welcome back, everybody. This is the Red Ones Go Fasta. I am indeed a very, very old Big Mac, because this is one of my kits that I bought new for Warhammer 40,000. This is a second edition Ork Warbike. But this video got a couple of announcements and a couple of things going on. So let's dive right into it. All right, so first of all, you'll notice the video is a bit, less jerky, and that's because I have a new tripod system that I've got. I said I was going to be upgrading on the channel, and upgrades have indeed begun. So now I have this tripod thing that I can use that's going to work out pretty well for doing some recording. Now, that being said, one of the ways that we're going to be able to upgrade the channel is we're now monetized. Now, I wasn't sure really kind of how to do this or what to do with this. This is not my day job. This is not an income thing for me. But once you reach a certain size on YouTube, they monetize you, period. So either I can let Papa Google keep all the money, or we can take some of it and put it into the channel and use it to grow along together. So that's what we're going to do. One of the things that is happening is membership. So this is our official announcement video for memberships. We're going to have memberships. I'm not real familiar with memberships on YouTube. I'm not members of any other channel. But looking at it, I can kind of customize whatever I want to do on there. And I had some pretty good ideas. So I want some feedback from you. If you like memberships, if you want to do memberships, if you think what would bring you value there. But anyways, here's what we're looking at. All right, so you'll see here, this is our membership levels as of right now. So we've got it at $3. You get to be a boy and have some loyalty badges. Oh, and some custom things going on there. So gonna work on making some emojis, some priority replies to comments, things like that. $4.99, you're gonna be a knob, and knobs will get early access to new videos. So what I'm gonna do with that is be able to release the video and have it unlisted on YouTube, and have all the knobs be able to watch them first. We'll also have some status update shoutouts, and if we do merch, there will be discounts starting at that level. And then finally, there's War Boss. So with War Boss, we're going to do exclusive members only videos. And this is an example of one of those types of videos. Obviously, I've been in this hobby for a real long time. I've got a big collection of things. And there's things like these kits that I can go through and actually do a breakdown of that might not necessarily interest all of YouTube in a sense. But if you're really into orcs or you're really into the older stuff, might be a calling card for you. So anyways, we could do these exclusive videos. Also, could take comments from the war bosses on what they want to see. Maybe put together a battle report, something like that. So just let me know if this is a good idea or if any of this interests any of you at all. I'd really appreciate it. But for now, let's get into the actual video. Before I dive too deep, I do want to say I have a whole list of videos that are either ideas or that I'm already working on that are coming out. The biggest one is going to be the cheapest Warhammer kit of all time. And that, like, points for the money and models for the money. And that it's actually an orc kit and what you can do with it when it's all built. So that one is already in the brew. So I had to push some things off my workbench here before anybody saw them, before that video can come out. I've also got some updated battle tactics for 10th edition, army building, specifically for orcs, how to get the most out of the index army to make it more flavorful again. And things like that. So if any of this stuff interests you, know that it's already in the pike and coming down and stuff like that. And like I said, the things that are gonna appeal to most people, I'm still gonna put on YouTube for everybody. The exclusive videos are very much gonna be very, very, very niche, which this one is about to be. So are you ready? All right, let's do this. All right, we got the old workbench here, and here is indeed Ork Warbike. So this is, again, a second edition kit that came out. It was also used in Gorka Morka, but obviously this is the Warhammer 40,000 box on there. Made in the UK. They used to even tell you batch numbers back in the day. You could see this has yellowed and patinaed with age. Let's see, there is our good old UPC and product code. This is box number 0801. I was trying to see if it had a year on here. I thought it had a year. There it is, 1996. So this particular one is a very, very late second edition boxing or printing, because obviously third came along in 98. So let's pop this thing open and see what we got. So inside the box here, you'll see there's actually more than one kit, because I own more than one kit. I just only have one box. So we'll put the spare sprue over there for now. Spare sprue over there for now, and spare sprue over there for now. Okay, there we go. So this is one whole bike. So here you have your really, really, really ancient Ork bike driver. You can see he's got these really skinny legs that are almost Imperial Guard looking. They're so comically small. And then the classic pointed helmet with the goggles. And then the funny looking, almost, I don't know, like Bretonian or old school Empire Warhammer arms. He was very funny, even for a funny orc. And then you've got the classic gun here. You've got the bullets are the only thing that hold the gun up, besides this little bar on the bottom that nobody could see. And then the hole for your pole. And then the bikes, they were funny. They were actually tracks. They had these little track units in the back, so they were more like a snowmobile than an actual bike. Here is the bike body itself. You'll see it's got the exhaust pipes on here. They're actually 2 full exhaust pipes, so it has twin exhaust when you're done. And the way they molded it with the holes all the way through on the sides for cooling was pretty cool. It sandwiches your front wheel in between the forks. There's your classic angry squig face, which has been reused in Age of Sigmar now on the shields. And then your actual big shoot is there on the side. And then, of course, you got the little front wheel. Now, this wheel is hilarious. It's in the Ork bike kit. It's also been used a zillion times in other kits. They used to use these wheels for the actual truck and the buggies. I think some Imperial Guard things even had these wheels. They used them in all sorts of kits, and that's why it came separate on its own. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is your pole or the knob banner. You don't always have to use it. You could actually use this little plug here instead if you didn't want to put the pole on there, but that is the whole piece there. Then, of course, you had your pill-style base. I don't know. This particular box predated having the base. It was later on 3rd edition that these actually started being a thing, which is probably from this second box here that I had combined it with this one. Now, here's where we get into the really fun stuff. Back in the day, that banner, that pole I just showed you, this thing, when you put that on the kit and it was all done and painted, you could take this sticker and fold it in half around that to make a banner on the bike. And so it wouldn't look like that. It would look, you know, about like that. And that would be the banner on the back of your bike. I super love these. I have 2 of them. I'm really contemplating putting one on one of my bikes just to have one in the army still. And then you've got, this is the old Ork Warbike decal sheet. And you can see this one even still has the protective paper on the front. So all these decals are still good. So yeah, that is the full contents of the Ork bike. Now, obviously, I couldn't just leave it there and not have you see what an Ork Warbike looks like all finished. So, ta-da! Here is one. This is, the 2 are still in here. This is from my army. It's been built and painted for a very long time. So this is indeed the original bike. You can see here it's got the track there in the back, the single wheel in the front. We got the 2 big DACA guns there, the twin exhaust. And we got our old school rider on it, including the really doofy looking gloves and whatever that thing is, the leather coat, and then the armor panel, the doofy legs and whatnot. Now, I did change the head on this guy and added an armor panel, and I did change the arm on this side. But this one is more or less that bike. There are some additional bits. I put some little spikies here on the front, some little spikies there. And yeah, that is one of my mini Warbikers. Now, obviously I updated this, put him on the oval base, and still run him in my army. How does he compare to the more modern bikers? Well, this is pretty close to the best interpretation of the original out of all of the bikes that I have. You can see we have twin DACA guns on this. Only a single exhaust pipe, although it's 2. It's just, you know, coming out of just the one side as all of them are. And then, of course, the new bikes have these big wraparound front guards going on. And yeah, just generally quite a bit larger as far as length goes. But the old bike is quite a bit larger on width. Check that out. So yeah, the old bike's pretty stubby but pretty wide, and the new bikes are kind of long and lean and mean. Now, when you update them and you put them on the oval base, the new bikes fit on the base pretty perfectly. The old bikes, even though they're a little short for it, they're way wider than it. So this is actually kind of a problem. So this is the only bike that I have left in its original configuration in my army. What I have done is modified a couple of them. So this is one of them. Again, you can see we've got doofy arm on there, right? And then instead of having the twin guns, I put one of the double guns from the newer bike set on there. But I still have the big doofy bullets. And then the other side, I put an ammo box. And this allows me to make him offset. So he is asymmetrical. But now he fits on the base a lot better. You can see I also cut off the exhaust pipes on the back and put one single pipe coming out of that hole in the back. And then I added the new front guard. The front guards actually add on super easy to the front. They are the same width and everything. They didn't take hardly any modification. So you could take the bits from the new bike set and use an old bike and actually kind of modify it up pretty well. And you know what? Like I said, they fit in with the army when it's all on the table. You know, it looks proper orky. I've also backdated. I've used some of the bits from the old Warbikes on a new Warbike. So you can see here, that is the original front piece there, right, with the squig on it and the two headlights. I made this one a chopper, so it's got, you know, extra long forks there. But you can see these are the old school DACA guns. I think there's the original. There's this one. They are just mounted 90 degrees down. So that piece, this little hole here where the shells eject out of, is what is glued into the old crossover there. And you can see those DACA guns totally hold up on this model. They look like they're meant for it. So yeah, that's how you can use some of the older pieces on the newer bike and get away with it too. So again, great thing about Orks, you can mix and match everything and it looks like, you know, how it's supposed to. And like I said, you put this all out on the table as a unit and they totally look great. You know, they look like Orks, they look like bikes, everybody knows what they are. They've got DACA guns and close combat weapons, you know, choppas, and you are good to go. So yeah, old school Ork Warbike still totally relevant in 2023. The new tripod is kind of going a little wonky, so I'm going to try to hurry up and finish this one up. That's been our look at the old school Ork Warbike. Hope you liked it. If you'd like to see stuff like that, think about signing up for membership. If you got any thoughts on memberships at all, or monetization or any of that jazz, please let me know. Throw a comment. You know, this channel is really to share my hobby love, and it's sharing with you. So I want to hear what you have to say. I want to know what your opinions are, what your thoughts, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, and if you like this and you like the deep dives, I do have more I can do, so let me know. If you didn't like it, that's cool too. See what I mean? We'll go manual mode for the rest of this thing. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you in the next video. I'm Old Big Mac. This is The Red Ones Go Faster. And walk on!